Well, I'm gonna be shooting a lot of videos for the next couple of days, so you may get a lot of me. You may get more of me than you want, but I've got the time. I'm home alone for a few days, and just doing a lot of thinking, and a lot of self evaluation about life, and thinking about where I've come from, and you know, I got a lot of improvement to still do in my life for sure, but I'm not the same guy I used to be in a lot of areas. I used to be, I guess you could say, kind of a hothead. I guess that'd be the best way to put it. Just put it that way, Jeff. Just put it that way. And yes, by the way, my name is Jeff, and I appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I used to get really upset about things, and I realized something when I got into my adulthood. And when I say adult, I'm talking past 45 years old adult, that I started realizing something, that I was using anger to get what I wanted. And I don't know where I picked that up in life, that I thought that would work for me. And I used that for a long time, and I didn't realize it was really a problem for me until I realized it was a problem for everybody else. And is this mic? Y'all excuse me. I know it's making a little racket, but I think it's casting a shadow on my eye, and I'm looking at myself in the camera, which I don't know whether that's the best thing to do or not, and it's kind of driving me crazy. It's like I got a shadow on my right eye, like I'm wearing a patch or something. Okay, well, anyway, it is what it is. Maybe if I hold my head up a little bit, if it don't bother you, it don't bother me. You say you are bothering me. Anyway, uh, I realized that it was hurting other people the way that I was reacting, and I've been an overreactor much of my life. And that's something that I've had to work on for myself, is getting under control, is not overreacting. Thinking before I speak, thinking before I react. That is not one of my strongest points. It is much, much better. My wife, she was kind of reacting to something the other day, and I told her, it's okay, and it's all going to be good. Well, my wife's a very tender-hearted person, and one of the most loving people that you've ever met on this face of this earth. Most caring person, and she cares about other people. And she started texting me before she got home. I'm sorry, I got upset about this, and I shouldn't have reacted that way. I mean, it was eating her up. I just replied back to her. I said, "Hey, it's okay. It's fine." I said, you are talking to the king of overreacting. Remember? I think she got a kick out of that, and she realized, yeah. But she has helped me out so much in that, and I've probably have hurt her over the years more than I have anybody with my overreacting and my lashing out, and you know speaking out loud of what I'm thinking, and I have a lot of regret from that. But Lord of mercy, she stuck with me through all that, and has loved me through that by choice, and I appreciate her that for that. And my goodness, I need to move on here before I get all tore up and emotional. But anyway, I had to realize that it was my choice, and whether I wanted to get over being angry and lashing out. And there's nobody that was going to change that for me but me. And I'll be honest with you, it's really a bad habit that I had. Just a terrible bad habit that I had, doing that. And when you've been doing something for a really long time, it is not an easy thing to break, because for me, you know, a situation happened or whatever, and that'd raise up inside of me, and then here I'd go off on this tantrum. And then, the bad thing about that is that the words come out of my mouth. I'm not talking about, I never cussed anybody out well when I was younger, before I got saved and everything I did and really got serious about my relationship with Christ. I would cuss people out and do things that I really regretted. But even after that, um, I would say words and lash out, just hurtful things, and just to get back or try to gain control of the situation or have my way or whatever it may be. And it has took me a long time to get to the point I am with that. And I'm not 100% there, and I don't know that I ever will be 100% there. But I can tell you this right here, I'm a whole lot better in that. But I had to make up my mind that I wanted to be better at that. That I didn't want to be lashing out and being angry and overreacting and just reacting to things because it's stupid. I realized it was just stupid. It was ignorant. It was showing my ignorance. And it puts such a wedge between you and people, and people like, I don't want to be around this guy. I mean, he's a hothead, or he a snap, or he's got a very high rated angry opinion about things or whatever. I just didn't want to be that person. And what's the craziest thing about the whole thing is I don't like being around people like that, and never have been being around people like that. And then I realized that I was one of them people like that. It's like, God, why? Well, a lot of it, I guess, is a learned behavior that I learned. I didn't learn it from my daddy. I can tell you that. My daddy's not that way. But I worked around an uncle and a cousin growing up, and they were that way, and I responded back to them that way as a self defense mechanism, I guess, that I put it for myself, and I seen that it worked, and I never did get away from that, and I carried that over into my adulthood because the way that they treated me as a kid, and I wasn't going to be run over, and I just stood up for myself, but which I needed to do. But there again, it triggered something inside of me that I didn't need in my life. And it did. It took me, I remember I really became aware of it at 38 years old. And I started working on it then. And I'm 56 now. And I started working on it at 38. And man, it took me a long time. And then I remember in my 40s, I'd have some really bad incidences and lashes out. And when I was 50, that was my last really good one. That one, that one really was bad, and it put me in about a 2-year depression stage because I really damaged some relationships there with that one, and I just decided, I thought, this has got to change. This can't never happen again. I can't never allow my temper and my way of being to do that again to anyone or to myself. And I'll be honest with you, it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. When I start feeling those feelings, and I know what they are now, I know the warning signs, and I know what it feels like. And I've learned to remove myself from certain situations, not allow myself to be in certain situations, and have some boundaries, and set those boundaries for myself, and really work on asking myself this question right here, and this solves a lot of it. Is this really worth my effort? And when I think about it, it's funny. I'm like, is it really worth my effort? Is this really worth my time? Is it really worth getting upset over? And is it going to change anything? Oh yeah, it'll change things. It make things worse. Make things worse. So yeah, Oh goodness, here I am just spilling my life here. But I know there's people out there that deal with the same things. You may be one of them, or you may have somebody in your life that's one of them. And then I'm gonna get off here, but I think I need to say this, and I may say this at the beginning of another video and talk about this right here is that you can't change anybody, and if you think that you're going to change their behavior just because uh, you think you're stronger than they are, no, you can't control and you can't change anybody. Like this boy had to do, he has to do it for himself. If a person ain't willing to do something for themselves, it's like somebody that's on drugs or whatever. If they ain't willing to do it for themselves, they're trying to do it for someone else, they'll never do it. Now, I can be part of their motivation factor behind things, but when I realized I had to do it for me first because of the ones that I love and different things, that's when it changed. So yeah, I'll be making some more videos this weekend because I'm home alone, and we'll see amongst my junk behind me. What you see is what you get. Who I am is what I am. Real stories, real talk, real life, real issues. Y'all have a great night, great day. What is this? Is daytime, nighttime? I think it's nighttime. See ya.